Who is it?
Delivery for Miss Hudson.
You.
Ito, madam.
Madam, me, get out of here. Look, I'm not going anywhere with you, all right? So just get out of here.
I do not wish to take you anywhere, Miss Hudson. I have something for you from Mr. Hutchins.
I had such a wonderful time in New York.
Me too. I really did.
Yeah. It's just really nice not to have to worry about the cycle for a while, you know, even if it was for a short time.
Jen, did I tell you how very impressed I was with the way you handled yourself with these record exec bigwigs that we had when we had the meetings?
Me?
I mean, yes, you were fantastic.
No, you were, Dean. They were very impressed with your music.
We'll see.
Yeah. You know something? I'm going to use all the clout that I have at D&M to make Lauren eat crow.
Good, because she deserves it. I mean, she gets her job as pushing people around. You know?
Yeah, I know it. And from now on, we're going to show her that she is not going to do that anymore, and we're going to push back just as hard.
I'll drink to that.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise, Jenna. You've got a sister.
Get your things. We're going on a little trip.
Oh, we are? Where?
You'll see.
Sorry, my parents told me never to accept brides from strangers.
Oh, I'm not a stranger. And you know it.
Frankie, question. Dean and Jenna have been gone for days.
Yeah, I know that, Cass.
Then what makes you think the guy that's been following Jenna around would come here?
To take something of hers, to be here and feel closer to her.
I like that answer. We should check outside then.
Yeah, okay. Cass?
What?
John's not back from his trip yet, is he?
Not that I know of.
And even if he were, he has been staying at Donna's, right?
Frankie, the farmhouse has been empty for over a month. You know that.
I did know that. But I just saw someone in the kitchen.
I don't see anything.
I saw it, Cass, I swear.
Okay, I'll go look.
No, wait. I just had another thought.
What?
Sometimes the spirits of people who met a violent death don't realize they're dead. They come back to their homes as if they still live there.
Charlene.
Yeah. But anytime I'm anywhere near this farm, I feel Charlene all around me.
Maybe that's why John isn't here.
Why?
He may feel the same way. It may be too hard for him to be in their home, in their bed.
And do you think that's why he went out of town?
I'm not sure. But when he is in town, I think that's why he stays at Donna's.
I do hope he moves back to the farmhouse soon, though. It's so empty without him.
He'll come back when he's ready. Now, come on, let's finish up here so that I can take you home, all right?
Sorry I get all spiritual and vibrational on you, Cass.
Oh, well, it's okay. I'm used to it. Listen, I know we're here to help Dean figure out who's been harassing Jenna. So would you mind telling me what we're looking for?
Clues?
Oh, that's very good. Thanks. That helps tremendously. Clues. Great. Okay. Hey, speaking of clues, have you found anything out about the latest clue, the latest note that Jenna got?
Yes.
You know, the one on the music paper?
Right. Byron put me in touch with a client of his who's a musician. He said because it was torn out of a spiral notebook, whoever wrote it must be either a music student or a teacher.
Why?
Because most people don't carry around notebooks with blank sheet music unless they're a musician, you see.
So in all likelihood, this guy is in the business.
Right.
Right.
So, does this trip have anything to do with your job?
Not really.
Define not really, Kevin.
You're not very candid with your personal feelings, Lorna. I have to do a lot of reading between the lines to figure out what's bothering you.
Okay, then why don't you tell me what's bothering me and how it pertains to this trip?
Well, I think what's troubling you has something to do with your family. And since you won't talk to me about it, I'm going to take you to a person who can.
And who's that?
Someone special. I promise.
Kevin, if you've been messing around in my private life, that is a violation that I will not tolerate.
You have to trust me, Lorna. Although I know trust is a foreign concept to you. Let's go.
I didn't sleep very well without you next to me.
Well, I was hoping you'd come out here and tell me you changed your mind.
I thought about it.
So what are we going to do?
Honey, we're going to stay together. I can't be without you. I will do anything I have to make you happy. I'm not willing to let you go.
You know that Lorna and I are a package deal, whether she wants it or not.
I'll take the package.
Really, you will?
Yes, honey, see, I realize that I can't separate my feelings between you and Lorna without hurting you.
No. I know how much Lorna hurt Jenna. And I have trouble forgiving her for that, too. But we have to accept her. I mean, on some level, somehow, she is our daughter, Luke.
You know, I'm having a really hard time accepting her as that little girl that I held in my arms and had to let go.
She is. And if you give her a chance,
Honey.
you'll see it.
I'm doing this for you. Okay? A lot of people worked very hard to keep us apart, and we lost a lifetime. I am not going to be responsible for doing that to you and your daughter.
What do you want?
I want you. And if that means opening my heart to Lorna, I'll do it. Honey, listen, I'll take the first step. We'll see what happens, okay?
Okay. I love you. I love you.
Ito, I can't accept that present from Carl, and I think you know why.
You would cause me great dishonor if you refused my offer.
He does have good taste, doesn't he? What is this?
The gift is not for you. It is for your son. It is a dream net.
A what?
In the ancient East, all children fell asleep under dream nets. It was considered the best of luck.
What does it do?
Bad dreams would escape through here, while the good ones remain inside. If you please, there is a card.
I hope that Stephen will have only the best of dreams. A son is a precious legacy. I would not like to lose my son any more than I would like you to lose yours. You tell Carl that I... Ryan, you have to get over here right away.
Okay, quiet. As soon as I found out it was Ito, I came around the back way.
Carl's threatening Stephen.
What?
He's going to get to me, and he's going to do it through Stephen. My God, he's over at the Corey's. What if Carl's over there right now? I've got to get him.
Vic, stop. It's okay. Listen, I'll take care of
No.
him. No, it'll be safer if I go.
He's
Vicky, you
my
stay
son.
here. I promise you I'll take care of him, okay?
Hurry.
Hello, Dad.
Well, you don't look half bad for someone who almost died.
Don't believe what you read in the papers. Some politician may have planted it.
I understand you were quite a hero, Grant. You saved Amanda's life, and you helped even more people at the hospital until you collapsed.
I was one of the lucky ones. I was in the right place at the right time.
You did a very brave thing, son.
I don't feel too brave. Where were you, Dad?
I had business in New York. Didn't Alistair tell you?
I called all the places you usually stay. I talked to your business associates. No one knew where you were.
New York's a big city, Grant.
Oh, yes, it is. Easy to disappear in big cities, isn't it, Dad?
Why would I want to disappear?
Because of me?
I didn't leave town because of you, Grant. I don't run away from my problems.
I was very angry with you, Dad.
Well, I expected that.
I should have listened to what you had to say.
I don't blame you and Ryan for being furious with me. And I know that you think that there is no excuse for my lies. But I felt there was no choice, Grant.
Dad, all our lives you've tried to protect Ryan and me from being hurt. You shouldn't have protected us from this.
I did what I thought was best.
Ryan deserved to know that he isn't your son. Our family deserved to know. It's always come between us, and you're the only person who knew the truth.
Grant, I wish I could explain why I did it.
I'm not sure I'll ever be able to understand why.
Well, maybe one day when you have a son, you will understand how you can love him enough not to tell him the truth.
And the lies, Dad. Are the lies finished now?
I'm going to find Ryan, and I'm going to ask him to let us start fresh. And I'd like you and I to do the same.
First, I want you to tell me why you really left Bay City.
If I'm this worried about Dean and Jenna, I can't imagine what Felicia must be feeling.
Yeah, she's upset about a lot of things these days.
Yeah, she literally has two families, doesn't she?
And she wants to be loyal to both.
And instead, she's being split right down the middle.
Yeah, by Lucas.
Everything would be a lot easier if he would just acknowledge that Lorna is his daughter.
Well, you can't manufacture good feelings for somebody you loathe. I mean, let's face it. Lorna has got this penchant for making people hostile towards her.
Well, I disagree. I think she just doesn't care what people think.
Oh, it's an act.
How do you know?
Let's just say your intuitive powers are rubbing off on me.
I think maybe you should speak to Lucas and get him to face his feelings about his daughter.
If Felicia can't get through to him, I'm sure I won't have any success. This is something they're going to have to work out on their own.
Lorna's really put a strain on their relationship. I know our children are going to bring us closer together.
Frankie? What did you just say?
I guess I just said I want us to have a child.
I cannot believe that you brought me here, Kevin.
Can you deny talking to your grandmother will help?
It always does.
Well, you're lucky you have a grandmother to talk to, Lorna.
And how did you know about her, Kevin?
I have my sources. Listen, I could tell you were hurting the other day.
And how could you tell that I was upset because of my family?
I told you. We're a lot alike. Now go ahead. She's waiting for you.
Hi, Graham.
Lorna, come in. I've been expecting you.
How are you?
I've asked the nurse to bring some of those hard candies you used to like when you were little.
Well, I still like them. And I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Kevin Anderson.
It's very nice to meet you, Mrs. D'Angelo.
Come closer, Kevin. Let me get a good look at you. Just as handsome as you are charming.
Well, thank you.
Kevin and I had a lovely chat this morning on the phone. Thank you for bringing her here today.
It's my pleasure. And I think I will let the two of you visit. I've got a lot of work to catch up on.
Thanks so much.
Sit near me.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Graham.
Did I tell you how much I like listening to that tape?
Well, I know it wasn't exactly your style of music, but I wanted you to see the kind of work that I've been doing.
Well, I love it. Because you did it.
Thanks, Graham.
Kevin is such a nice young man. And single. How nice for you.
How did you know he was single, Graham?
Well, I wasn't wearing a wedding ring.
Lots of men don't wear them.
Yes, but I saw the way he looks at you.
I thought your eyes were bad.
Doesn't matter. I can tell.
Well, we're just friends.
Well, that's good, because the friendship should always come first. That way you'll always understand and respect each other.
Graham, I need to ask a favor of you.
What is it?
Please don't mention to Kevin about Felicia and Lucas being my parents.
I thought everybody knew by now.
They don't.
You don't talk about it? Why?
Because it's not time yet, Graham.
I thought that you and Fanny were so happy at the news. What, you've been without parents for so long.
I have you, Graham.
Lorna, sweet. Tell me, was it a mistake to tell you about your parents?
I want to tell Jenna about Lorna. I think that should be our really first step.
Whoa, hold on, Fanny. We don't know how Lorna's going to react. I mean, don't throw Jenna into this.
Yeah, but we can't
okay?
keep living like two families.
Well, what do you expect those two to accept each other as sisters all of a sudden?
Someday.
Someday, maybe, but not right now. I mean, it's like an atomic bomb will go off.
Well,
be realistic, okay? Let's see what Lorna has to say before we do any of that. All right?
Let's call her, okay? Right now.
Now?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, then the two of you can talk and you can have all the privacy you want. Please, Lou.
Okay.
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 Thank you, darling.
Why didn't you call us? I was in the airport.
Oh, no, that's okay. Surprise!
How are you doing?
We wanted it to be a surprise. That's why we didn't call.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know what today is?
Yeah, you know what today's?
No.
Today is my anniversary as your daughter.
Oh.
I didn't leave town to avoid anything, Grant. That's not my style.
Where were you? Why didn't you return anyone's calls?
I was locked up at meetings. You know how that is.
I was worried about your dad.
Why? I've gone away on business trips before, unannounced.
Out in the middle of a family crisis. What's going on?
Well, I saw Carl Hutchins before I left.
What did he want?
Well, what do you think? He lorded Ryan over me like a trophy.
Dad, I'm sorry.
He's convinced he's going to win Ryan over. That he's going to be a father to him. Grant, do you think it's possible? Does Ryan hate me so much now that he'd throw Carl up in my face?
No matter what Ryan thinks of either of us, he despises Carl more.
I wish I could be sure of that.
Dad, look, man, doesn't it mean something that Ryan refused to take a cent of Harrison money until he found out that Carl was his father?
Yes, I suppose that's true.
I think he's making an attempt to come back to the family. Found out that he visited me here in the hospital after the accident. Does that sound like a man who doesn't care?
You know, Grant, I had such dreams for you and your brother. I only wanted the best for you. You have to believe that.
I do. Soon Ryan will too.
Oh, if you could have seen his face when I told him the truth. I'll never forget the way he looked at me. I betrayed him, son. There's no other word for it.
You were just trying to protect him, Dad.
Yes, I was. And I'll tell you something. Carl Hutchins will never hurt either one of you again. I have every intention of rebuilding the Harrison Empire. And when I do, Grant, I'll finish Hutchins for good.
I believe you, Dad. Look, I've got a meeting. Why don't we visit a little later on?
Well, I can stay. I don't mind
I
waiting.
know, but it'll go on a while. You know these staff meetings, they tend to go on forever. Why don't you grab something to eat and come back and talk to me a little later on?
All right. But I want you to let me know if you need anything, all right?
I will. And on your way out, would you ask Peter to stop in? He needs to run some errands for me.
Of course. Goodbye, son. I'm very glad you're all right.
Me too. My father gone?
Yes, he was walking towards the elevator.
Has our guest arrived?
He's in a private waiting room. Should I bring him in?
Thank you. Okay. Not quite like the senatorial chamber, is it?
It'll do.
Yeah, of course. Powerful man like you. Yes, I bet you've got these nurses running around like pages, haven't you?
We're not here to discuss my career, Carl.
No? Oh, I thought you wanted to seek my endorsement again. Campaign funds very hard to come by this year.
I asked you to stop in so that we could say goodbye.
It was touching. But a word to the wise about your resignation speech. Don't mention dogs or cloth coats. So demeaning, don't you think?
I'm not leaving, Carl. You are.
Talk to me, sweetheart.
Graham, I had finally made peace with myself. I wasn't any great movie star's daughter. I was just me, Lorna Devon, from an ordinary town with ordinary parents. Someone who had made it to the top on her own. Someone who didn't need anyone.
Well, maybe if you had known who you really were, you wouldn't have run away.
Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. I couldn't stay where I didn't belong, Graham.
Lorna, I hope you can make peace with this as well. And you have wonderful parents, and I know that they will love you as much as I do.
I think that's just a dream, Graham.
Why? Fanny seemed so moved when she learned that you were her child.
No, see, Felicia and I, we're not getting along anymore.
Why?
Graham, there is like this wall inside of me. And no one has ever been able to break through that.
But surely whatever has happened between you can be forgiven.
I think Felicia would really like that.
And you?
Me? Well, I have things I have to work out first.
You haven't said anything about Lucas.
There's not much to say.
Does he like being a dad?
Not to me. He can't.
That doesn't sound like Lucas. Why would he turn against you?
Because it's complicated, Graham. He and Felicia adopted another daughter.
Oh.
And he loves her instead. I mean, she's the kind of daughter that any man would be proud to have.
Lorna, you are a wonderful girl. You've just got to let Lucas know you. Now let your defenses down.
I try, Graham. I want him to accept me. But every time we get close, I reject him before he can reject me.
And Felicia?
I can't get her to back off.
Well, she doesn't let the way that Lucas feels influence her.
No, she can be pretty hard-nosed when she wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Like somebody else I know.
Graham, what do I do?
Lorna, you have always known your own heart.
I think I let it get pretty hard throughout the years.
Well, that can happen to any heart if it's not used. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret.
What?
When you are with me, you show me the kindest heart in the world. Don't be afraid to let anybody else see it. Now, you go back to Bay City and take the first step. You've never been afraid. You've never backed away from anything before.
Would either of you like some tea? I'm heading to the cafeteria.
Well, I think maybe I'd just like to take a little nap.
Okay. And I'll see you next week when I come and visit you. Thanks, Graham.
You take good care of my granddaughter, Kevin.
I'll do that, Mrs. D'Angelo. You take care. Did that help?
Yeah. Thank you.
For what?
For making me face things. For knowing that I needed to.
I just picked up on the signals, remember?
I remember.
You up for the ride home?
There's some place that I need you to drop me off first. I made a decision.
Well, I got everybody's favorite stuff here. So I got you a little tomato salad right there. I got Felicia some Palumbo pate. I know you like that.
Thank
Listen,
you.
I just want to get some ice. I'll bring it out in a big old
Okay,
bucket.
help
You got a
yourself.
bucket in there?
So we're going to have a party?
Yes, we are. Happy anniversary.
Oh, sweetheart, you too, and I'm so sorry we forgot.
You know why we forgot? It's
Why?
because it's like you've always been our daughters.
I know. It's like we've always known each other, right?
From the very first time we laid eyes on you.
You know, I have to tell you that I don't always feel like I deserve it.
You do.
Not really, not after what happened with Rick.
Hey, Jenna.
Terrible things happen to all families. And we made it together because we are a family. That's what happened.
We did do that, didn't we?
Yes,
we
we
did.
did. Absolutely. And be careful of anybody who tries to mess with us.
That's right, or anyone.
Right.
Like Lorna, for example. Anyway, why don't you go ahead and open this card?
Okay. To my wonderful parents. You will never know the gift you've given me a year ago by adopting me. I admit at first I was nervous about fitting in, especially because I knew that you had another daughter somewhere who you hoped to find. Now I know that I had nothing to be afraid of. You have taught me the meaning of being a family and how precious it is to have two parents who love you and support you and who have faith in you for the simple reason that you are their daughter. After you have given me so much, how could I not accept that I am really yours? Thank you for changing my life, Mom and Dad. I love you, Jenna. I love you too. Oh,
Thank you, honey.
So you up for a party?
I think so.
Good.
Well, obviously, your little accident has affected your short-term memory, don't you remember? I'm here in Bay City to stay, especially now. Now that I've got a son who needs me.
Ryan is no more your son than I am. His fatal flaw is that he believes, as does Spencer, that justice will out. You and I, we both know differently, don't we?
Well, you speak for yourself on that score. I am a firm believer in our judicial process. I mean, look at me. I'm a product of it. I'm a free man.
Not for long.
You know, you really shouldn't threaten me. You should know better than that.
With you, it always depends on the stakes, Carl.
You're not a natural gambler, Grant. Now, you gambled once in your career. I advise you, don't do it again.
Well, here's the kicker in the deal. I don't care.
About?
My career. It doesn't matter.
Nonsense.
A while ago, it was all that mattered. I took shortcuts. I made mistakes. No longer. Now it's time I put my power to real use to end your career.
What, by ending yours?
You're catching my drift quite quickly.
Hmm.
Let me simplify. I announced to the media that I took illegal campaign contributions from you. You face indictment on bribery charges and racketeering charges. Quid pro quo.
Yes, and what would that serve?
Well, we both go to jail, I suppose. I in a cushy minimum security facility, of course. How is Maximum, by the way? You make any friends?
Oh, yeah, I make friends everywhere. Jumbo and Pinky and the other guys. Now, what do you really want?
I want you, Carl. Out. Gone. Out of Ryan's life.
Oh, you're misunderstanding me, Grant. I would never intentionally hurt Ryan. All I want is the chance to get to know him. As I should have, as I was entitled to years ago.
Ryan has a father.
Ryan has no one. Do you understand that? You and that pox-ridden father of yours. You treated him shabbily. As a distant cousin from the wrong side of the tracks. Now, mark my words. He deserves better.
He doesn't deserve you, Carl. You're his worst enemy.
Well, that's none of your business. You just let him. Give him the chance to get to know you.
It'll never happen.
You know, Grant, you've never shown a lot of courage, have you? Not a lot of gumption. Now, why would you expect me to believe that you would now put your brother in front of you?
You willing to take that chance, Carl? I understand you were quite uncomfortable in confinement.
Yes.
I go down, I'll drag you with me. Now, we both know the courts and the press love a good political scandal, don't we?
Don't buy it, Senator.
Believe me, don't believe me, frankly, I don't care. I'll make you a promise, though. You're not out of town and out of Ryan's life by tomorrow morning. You'll be in jail by the afternoon.
Never happened.
If I were you, I'd check the local media listings. I booked airtime at noon tomorrow. See you on the telly, Carl.
Come here. Sit down. You haven't talked about having a baby since the miscarriage.
I couldn't talk about it. I loved that child as much as any baby I could have given birth to, and losing him was just as painful.
For me, too.
But I realized that he wouldn't want us to be sad about losing him because he was never meant to be born.
You know that.
Mm-hmm. You see, he was sent to us for a very specific purpose, and he accomplished it. And now that I understand that, I'm not afraid to try again.
And I'll be here with you all the way this time.
So? Are you ready for natural childbirth?
Oh! Hey, when exactly are you planning to start this brood?
Oh, I think maybe we should get married first, don't you?
That's kind of conventional for
Yeah,
us, but
it
no,
is.
it's okay. It's all right. Yeah.
Come on, let's get out of here.
One second before we go. We can go now.
Cass, I saw it again.
Where?
There's someone in John's house.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, I'm going to go over here now. Come on, then. Stephen. No, go on over there. That's it. Now, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to give you the ball. Come on, here we go.
Hey!
Oh,
I missed you. That's one heck of a cap you got on there.
Oh, he wears that cap of yours all the time.
How you doing? Good? Boy, I'm glad you two are safe.
Why? What's wrong? Is there something the matter with Victoria?
Listen, have you seen anybody dangerous looking around the house?
No, why? What's wrong?
How about anybody out of the ordinary?
There's no one. Rachel was in the She's the only one, of course, except for Helen. she's going to make a little bit of something for Stephen to eat.
Listen, Vicky told me that Stephen got a little present this afternoon from Carl with a letter in it. She thinks it might be a veiled threat.
You mean for this angel?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put anything past Carl.
Ryan? You know, if that... I want to tell you something. If anything happens to that horrible man comes here...
Don't worry about it.
I mean, he's going to have to contend with me, you know.
Bridget, I'm not going to let anything happen to Stephen.
I know that, dear.
Hey! I missed him, Bridget.
Yes, I know.
Missed him a lot more than I realized.
Yes. Well, you know, after all, you've been his daddy for a long time now, eh?
Listen, Bridget, I don't think that it's safe for you two to be out here right now, so I'll go back inside.
Yes, of course. Stephen, come on, let's go inside and play for a while, dear. Shall we do that? Come on. No, come on, we'll go inside. Come on.
Bridget?
Yes.
Can I take him in?
Oh, Stephen. Yes, come on back, dear. Come on, right.
Come over here. Hey!
I'll be in the kitchen if you need me.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I missed you. You know that? You missed me? Good. So we're the best of buddies, right? Yeah? And the best of buddies.
Let's have talk on it.
Yeah? Can I talk to you for a little while? Good. I need to talk to you just for a little while. Come on, up here. And then we'll go. We tell each other everything, right? And, I've got to tell you something right now. You know, for a while there, I was living with you, you and your mother, and I thought that was going to go on for an awfully long time. And I bet you did too, right? Yeah. But, you see, something's happened. And I'm not going to be able to live with you and your mom anymore. But that doesn't mean I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time with you. I want... As a matter of fact, I want to spend a whole lot of time with you. I want to, go for walks in the park with you. Does that sound good? No? All right, how about ice cream? You like ice cream. And we can play with your trucks, and we can play ball. We can do anything you want, because you and I are the best of pals. And best of pals love each other, right? Oh, I love you. Getting antsy? Want to go see Bridget now? Let's go. Mr. Pals.
It's locked. Okay. Come on, Frankie, before whoever it is gets away. I didn't say anything. Oh, no.
Somebody's here, Cass.
Trapped.
This is one great cake. Did I mention that yet?
Yeah, honey, about 3 pieces ago.
Incredible.
Why don't you leave seconds for everybody else, huh?
Plenty.
Yeah, honey, you know, we have to rethink this thing about Lauren. It just isn't a good time.
I agree.
Do you have a little something that you'd like to say to them just about now?
What? I would like to say again how lucky I am to have you as my parents. And that I would really like it if we could have a celebration like this every year.
Oh, I think that's a wonderful idea.
We need another cake, though.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. One just for Dean. I'll get it.
Yes.
That's not funny.
Honey,
Lorna, is something wrong? I think it's time that I admitted the truth, Felicia. I'm ready to tell everybody that you and Lucas are my parents.